Hey, what is up, Spiritual Hooligan? Non-resistance. How do you use it? Why do you use it? And is it an aspect of being a spiritual hooligan? Yes, it is. I want to talk to you about being a spiritual hooligan today. I want to talk to you about non-resistance. And just to top things off, because it's been such a hit, I'm going to read you another quote from my wonderful mentor, Dr. David Hawkins. My name is Matthew Ferry, and I am bringing you your daily enlightenment. It's your moment to pause, to slow down, to get connected to enlightened perspectives. I want to help you to quiet your mind and restore your peace. Now, you know you're a spiritual hooligan when you are intentionally non-resistant. Now, normal people resist. Normal people resist, and they resist circumstances, they resist other people. That's the status quo. In my book, I talk about escape the status quo to experience enlightened prosperity. Now, in enlightened prosperity, you've heard me talk about it many times. Enlightenment, the context of enlightenment is that you know that all is well. And prosperity is that you are doing well. So you know that all is well and you're doing well. Enlightened prosperity. The only way that you're going to do that is if you escape the status quo. And the status quo is resistance, being right, being arrogant. I'm better than you. Not letting that thing exist, diminishing that thing. Normal people resist because they're afraid. They're living in the illusion that they matter and that they must survive. But you are a spiritual hooligan. And that means that you know you're infinite, not because you know, because you've chosen the context. Remember, you don't know, I don't know, nobody knows if you're infinite. We have no idea. Everything that we have is a made-up story. But when we use muscle testing, we're able to discern that it is physiologically strengthening and fortifying to recognize that you're infinite. And it is physiologically degrading and weakening to think that you are finite. So you know that you're here on Earth having a vacation from being an infinite being. Again, this is an enlightened perspective. It's not true or false. But when you connect with the idea, I'm on vacation, everybody else is on vacation, there's no need to resist anything. When you connect with that idea, you're fortified, you're strengthened. That means you think better, you see more, you are more at ease and more peaceful. You don't know if any of this thing that I'm talking about is true, okay? You don't have any scientific data to back it up. But you've practiced these perspectives because of the incredible results that it produces in your life. You know that you're a spiritual hooligan when you are intentionally non-resistant. What you resist will persist because the resistance is inside of you. What you accept will transform because what you accept is within you. So when you are resisting, data is coming in through the senses and you're resisting your interpretation of the data. You're not resisting the data itself. You're resisting what you're making the data mean. As the information comes in and you accept it, you accept, oh, I'm the one who's creating the information here. Therefore, I think I'm going to decide to create some information that is empowering to me. The world, people, life, circumstances, these things are all just energy and information self-organizing into everything that you experience. You're not organizing it. I'm not organizing it. You didn't create you. I didn't create you. We have no idea other than what we know is that in the quantum field, there is a grouping of things that we can observe, these electrons and protons and neutrinos, blah, blah, blah. Don't hold me accountable to science here. But what we do know is that there is a grouping of energetic phenomenon that are self-organizing, self-assembling into the atoms, the molecules, the cells, literally every single thing that you experience. You're not doing it. I'm not doing it. You are not experiencing the world. That is an illusion. You're experiencing your senses interpreting the world. You realize that you are not resisting the world, you're resisting your interpretation, so you let it go. You know you're a spiritual hooligan When people can do whatever they do and you're able to find peace with it. That's how you know you're a spiritual hooligan. Now, you may not be there all the time, okay? But I know that you're in hot pursuit of that. That is what is pulling you forward. Even if it's something that is degrading and destructive, I know that you're dedicated to finding your peace with that so that you don't resist it and keep pulling it to you or keep experiencing it. When we resist things, we keep experiencing it. When we accept it and make peace with it, it transforms. It doesn't mean we continue to expose ourselves to it. It doesn't mean we're putting our head in the sand. We're not intentionally degrading ourselves. But when you resist something, you're intentionally degrading yourself. Hello? Non-resistance doesn't mean you make yourself subject to things that degrade you. It means that you honor that everything has its place. You don't resist it, you don't judge it, you don't label it. You don't label it in a way that degrades you. As a spiritual hooligan, you practice labeling everything that you experience in a way that allows you to maintain your quiet mind. This gives you the incredible ability to move through the degrading aspects of the world with ease and flow. And my friend, the world has all kinds of degrading aspects to it. We're not naive. You honor everyone and everything as an expression of God, as an expression of the infinite nature itself, organizing itself in all these wide varieties of ways. There's nothing to resist. It's all you all the time. You are God. Everything is God. Everything you are experiencing is God, is creation. It's absurd to resist. Think about it in this way. If Picasso paints a painting, does he resist the painting that he's created? No. You are God. What you are creating and what you experience all around you is God. Therefore, resisting is like God resisting what it's creating. The resistance itself is God. Today, set your intention to be non-resistance. Practice total and complete acceptance of all people in all situations at all times, including yourself, and see what happens. Let me read you a little quote here from Dr. Hawkins. I have my book open as usual. This is in Advanced Awareness in the book Eye of the Eye. And my book is an old copy of it, so if I gave you the page number, it probably wouldn't make sense because I know they did a reprint and the page numbers are different. So this is in the chapter, or in the subtitle of the chapter. I don't know what to say about it, but it says Curiosity about the Nature of Consciousness. Check it out. He says, it is easier to stop reacting to people internally as well as externally by becoming familiar with the nature of consciousness. Human life is very difficult, even in the best of circumstances. Frustrations, delays, lapses of memory, impulses, and stresses of all shapes and forms beset any individual. Demands often exceed capabilities, and life is pressured by time requirements. It will be noticed that everyone's ego is about the same as everyone else's. The mind is inherited and has a brain run by genes, chromosomes, and genetically determined personality, quote-unquote, set. Research shows that many of the personality's major characteristics are already present at birth. Few people can actually be different from what they are. It is only the minority of people, like yourself, like me, like the people we enjoy hanging around because we're all sort of similar, birds of a feather flock together. It is only the minority of people who seek self-improvement or spiritual growth. This is because whatever one's self-criticisms one secretly really believes that what the heck? This is page 41, 42. Okay, great. I don't know what happened here, but I'm trying to understand it. I'm just going to read it, okay? So just hang with me. It is only the minority of people who seek self-improvement or spiritual growth. This is because whatever one's self-criticisms, one secretly really believes that one's way of being is okay and probably the only correct one. I got it. So why improve, right? That's what he's qualifying why the minority of people are interested in self-improvement and spiritual growth and the vast majority are not. This is because whatever one's self-criticisms are, one secretly believes that one's, your way, or whoever's way of being is okay and probably the only correct one. I'm right. They are all right as they are, and all problems are caused by other people's selfishness, unfairness, and by the external world, right? So he's saying, understand consciousness. This is where most people are. Most people think I'm okay the way that I am, and all the problems are caused by other people's selfishness, unfairness, and the external world. This is so valuable when you go into a state of non-resistance. What you're really doing is you're accepting and appreciating what consciousness is and how it is expressing itself. So where is a place that you are going to implement some non-resistance today? Will you leave that for me in the comments? And while you're at it, will you like this Daily Enlightenment? And will you share this Daily Enlightenment with your friends who flock together with you in this spiritual development stage of their existence? My name is Matthew Ferry. I am the author of Quiet Mind, Epic Life, and I am so stoked that you are here with me in this journey. Will you jump over to Facebook and join us in the Spiritual Hooligans Facebook group? We're having a great conversation about these ideas. Thank you so much for tuning in to this Daily Enlightenment.